So next I'm calling on Mark Carell to introduce.
Before I introduce the next award winner, I want to spend 30 seconds or less to talk about Tom and add something else to what Tom was talking about, the importance of this conversion of number 6 oil to natural gas. Because your talk was really good and reminded me, I managed what is currently the largest conversion in New York City so far. I hope it's no longer the largest, but it is. The apartment complex burned 2.5 million gallons of number 6 oil a year. 2.5 million gallons. They went to natural gas. They're saving $4 million a year. $4 million a year avoided cost by making that switch to natural gas. And in addition, they were getting 200 truck trips a year to the Lower East Side, going through these narrow streets, blocking traffic, annoying people. Now they have number 2 as a backup. They had 2 last year. Went from 200 trips bothering people to 2. So it's so many great benefits. But now I want to talk about Bright Energy Services and my friend Bonnie Hagan, a remarkable woman, a remarkable green woman. This is a person who has no formal technical background. She's not an architect, she's not an engineer, but she has a passion for energy savings, has gone back to school, has learned the lingo. She could duke it out with the best engineer that I know of around. She started this company, and she just has a tremendous energy, tremendous knowledge, and a great way of working with clients, focusing on how to get the most benefit. I was talking to Jack earlier. She was the project manager of a really nice project in Queens that saved the company $25,000 a year. She's working on a variety of YMCAs, saving them a lot of money. And I'll stop right there. Bonnie.
Thank you.
Bonnie Hagan.
Thank you.
And afterwards you got a
You want me to come up there now? Is that...
with Mark, if you want to get that out of the way, we can do it.
Okay.
Yes, and go back.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today, and thank you, Mark, for such a wonderful introduction. And I also want to thank Mark because he was the one who said to Peter R.P., who unfortunately couldn't be here today, he said, here is an application form for this award for Bonnie, and I think you should probably submit it for her. He's a colleague of mine. So I thank Mark and Peter, of course, and I thank Corey and Terry and Josh, the coordinators, and of course Fred. And it is just wonderful to be here today at the Friars Club. This is actually my first time at the legendary Friars Club, and I am so excited about it. And I feel compelled to tell a joke. That wasn't it, though. So just please humor me. So since this is an environmental group, and I thought maybe I'd talk a little bit about marine biology. So there are these 2 whales at a bar, and one says, ooh, and the other whale says, the other whale says, go home, you're drunk. So anyway, now let me tell you a little bit about Bright Energy Services. So we are an environmental engineering firm, and we help people in the built environment, namely industrial and institutional, commercial type buildings, become more energy efficient and save money and become better for the environment. So we usually start with an energy audit. I'm going to leave it on here for a second. Let's not go to the next one yet. So we usually start with an energy audit, and there are all different types of energy audits depending on the needs of the facility. So sometimes people come to me and they say, Bonnie, we have to comply with a local law, or we have to meet some energy code. Could you please come and help us figure out what we need to do in our building to be more compliant? Sometimes they come to us and they say, we're just so uncomfortable in this space. I have people fighting over the thermostats. This one's wearing a sweater and a space heater, has a space heater, and it's July. Like, we have to fix what's wrong here, or it's too light, it's too dark, I can't see, we turn off the lights, it's glaring. We need to be more comfortable in our space. And then sometimes, actually the majority of the time, I have people coming to me saying, these energy bills are just through the roof. I need to control my operational expenses. I need to get my costs down. I don't know where to begin. Could you help me? So our team of engineers go, and we walk through the building, and depending on what kind of energy audit we do, sometimes we bring equipment, sometimes we don't, and we explore and look at the different ways we can help the client achieve their goals. So out of these energy audits usually come a nice list of recommendations, what you can do to save energy, to save money, to become more comfortable in your space. And we just don't list them. We actually do a feasibility study. We do an analysis. We incorporate the financials so people can make intelligent decisions on what they want to do and how they want to do it. So we will include for them, what the time frame is to do it. Is it short term? Is it long term? What's the impact of the residents or the occupants, the workers, whoever's there? Are they going to be more comfortable in this space? We include the financial analysis. What is your return on investment to do the upgrade? What is your payback period going to be? What are the incentives that are available through NYSERDA or Con Edison or tax deductions or whatever the incentives may be? And we put together a whole package for them so they can understand what the impact of their decisions are going to be. Then we walk them through it, and they say, nobody's going to do all these projects in 1 year. We help them rank it. What are we going to do first, second, third? We base it on a couple of what their goals are. Actually, we can go down to the next slide. I'm sorry. Thank you. These are some of the things that we do and recommend. Sometimes, we do, I think you mentioned before, low-hanging fruit, LED lighting, right? That's very popular because you can see the effect in the next month's energy bill. And sometimes people want to start with that because they use the savings to fund the future energy projects. We do HVAC upgrades, we do LEED certification, we do, a bunch of these things that are listed here. And sometimes people say to us, look, we have our own vendors, we just need you to consult for us. Help us manage our vendors, we do that. And sometimes people say, we don't know anybody, could you come in and do it for us? And we'll do that too. So from soup to nuts, we can do the whole thing, plus file the application packages for the incentives. So let's go to the next screen, please. I just wanted to tell you about the biggest incentive out there right now for energy savings. Con Edison and NYSERDA have joined forces, and they're doing this demand management program. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're anticipating that Indian Point, which provides 30% of energy to the region, is going to shut down in the summer of 2016. Now that's a really big deal. They supply 30% of our power. We're not building another nuclear power plant. We're not moving people to another source of energy. So what are they doing? They're going to pay people gobs and gobs of money to drop KW from the grid. So their requirements are that by June 1st, 2016, these energy savings projects have to be in place, and they're going to measure and verify whatever you claim these savings are going to be, and they're going to pay, in many cases, up to 50% of the cost of these upgrades. And these upgrades will include things like LED lights and HVAC upgrades and thermal cooling and other creative things people can do to save energy during the peak periods, which is basically from June to September, from Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Those are the biggest time. Think about it. That's when we're all hot. That's when the offices are churning. That's when the air conditioners go up. That's when kids coming home from camp and the TV's on and the electronics and whatever. So this is what they're doing to mitigate the high demand during that period of time. So we at Bright Energy Services help people do these energy efficient projects, which save them money, which make people more comfortable, which help them get access to this added money to help the payback periods come a lot sooner. In many cases, I've seen a year or just over, maybe close to 2 years. And I feel really great about what we're doing. And I feel really great to be honored for it here today because we're helping people save money. We're helping people save the planet. And this is something I couldn't say, early in my career when I worked with Philip Morris. But so I feel really good about this now. But following after this are a number of case studies, which I'm not going to go through with you, but I have copies of my presentation in the back of these. So if anybody's interested, come by and see. Like Mark said before, we do work with YMCA's. You can just flip through them quickly. More work in Queens, Manhattan. Where did he go?
He had to go to Queens.
Had to go to Queens. Okay. So I want to thank everybody again. And once again, if you have questions about the money that I've saved people and how I've advanced the environment and helped people reduce their energy consumption, please come see me. Happy to be here. Thank you again.
Make it sound good.
Thank you. I'm going to let Glenn and Chase talk about Brooklyn Grange. I just want to share one thing. I met Glenn a couple of years ago, and I heard about Brooklyn Grange, and since then it kind of redefined what eating locally means. I could only think that the epitome of no carbon footprint when you get food on your table is an elevator ride down to the restaurant. So, Gwen, Chase.
Thanks, Ben.
That would be three.
Yes. Crowded photo.
Okay.
Right here. One more.
Thank you.
All right, good afternoon. I think I'm the last one, no? No, sorry. I'll try to be fast for the biodiesel guys. My name is Gwen Shantz. I'm a founding partner and chief operating officer at Brooklyn Grange. This is my belly. It's a little distracting. He's not due for about 3 more weeks, so hopefully he won't be joining us today.
What's his name gonna be?
I don't know yet. Let me know if you got any ideas.
Farmer.
Canadian farmer.
Red Grange.
And I'm joined today by Chase Emmons, who's a managing partner alongside of me. He also directs our apiary and our locations shoots, of which there are many on our farms. Just by way of background, in 2010 we started our business. The initial function of the business was to establish a fiscally sustainable, for-profit urban farming model. As many of you might know, urban farming is very popular right now. It's something that's growing in cities throughout the country and the world. It has wonderful environmental and social benefits, but for very long it's been kind of this not-for-profit endeavor, and it's usually funded by government money or foundations, which is great, but we wanted to prove that you could actually farm commercially in the city, make a living as a farmer, do something good for the environment, and also provide a really great, sustainable local food source. So we started with the establishment of this farm, which is in Long Island City, the one on the left. It's on Northern Boulevard. It's about 1 acre, 40,000 square feet. And then in 2012, we started another farm on the roof of a building in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. That's the one on the right, and it's about 1.5 acres. So between the two farms, we produce about 50,000 pounds of vegetables every year. You can go to the next slide. Actually, go to the next one. That's what some of our vegetables look like. We really grow a wide array of vegetables, pretty much anything you can imagine at the farmer's market. We grow it, and we sell it at farmer's markets. We have a CSA program where people get an annual subscription, and they get a weekly bag of vegetables throughout the growing season. And we also sell about 60% of our food to restaurants and retailers. We produce a lot of honey. We have the largest apiary in New York City, which means we have about 40 beehives on various roofs throughout the city. And the great thing about bees is that they not only provide honey for us and an additional revenue stream, but they also pollinate our crops, and they pollinate the gardens and parks throughout the city. So we have millions of bees flying all over the city. They'll fly up to 5 miles per day. So if you see a honeybee in New York City, it might be one of ours. If it stings you, it definitely is not one of ours.
What about his bees?
His bees probably,
They're not invited?
You're in Brooklyn, you said, right?
Yeah, but mine, I spray paint mine green, so.
Okay, we don't have any green bees. Although you have painted some bees, as I recall.
Yes.
There is bee paint, believe it or not, so you can track them. We've also dabbled with mushroom cultivation. We're currently not operating our mushroom lab anymore, but we piloted a short-term oyster mushroom growing project to see what the value of growing mushrooms in the urban environment would be, and we had
men's room is there. And the ladies' room is to the left.
Nancy and I speak for you because we have ESP, are so proud of what we've done. It's unbelievable. I am inspired by what you do, what we do. I'm actually getting the chills. And parenthetically, I've always called this group, thank you so much, Gail, the Save the World group. And it's just amazing. And I can't tell you, I'm thrilled to have seen the winners and the people that didn't win. We can change the world, and I just want to thank you.